بر ولا فاجر من شر ما خلق ودرها وبرها ومن شر ما ينزل من السماء وما يعرج فيها ومن شر ما يلج في الأرض وما يخرج منها ومن شر طوارق الليل والنهار إلى طارق يترك بخير يا رحمن. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am honored to be before my brothers and my sisters, my sons and my daughters, my friends, to speak to you about one of the trending things in the world today, which is social media. And if you look at the theme of this year's platform, the theme is reorienting our hearts and mind. We want to change the dynamics and the perspective of how we look at things that we've been blessed with. Before we dive into the talk for today, I would like to acknowledge that Islam appreciates and values all forms of advancement in our immediate and extended communities, as long as it does not contradict the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the message that he sent the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam with. For us to know the importance of learning and using that knowledge to create an easy way for others on many societal values or voids, Allah said in Surah Al-Jumu'ah, هو الذي بحث في أميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين. That's Quran chapter 62, verse 2. Interestingly, today is Yawm al-Jum'ah. So for those of you that have memorized Surah Al-Jumu'ah, you should have read this verse today. What does the verse mean? Allah says, هو الذي, it is He, بعث في أميين رسولا, that raised a messenger amongst the people that is unlettered. يتلو عليهم آياتي, to rehearse to them his verses. ويزكيهم, and to purify them, just to confirm and to conform with the theme, reorienting the heart and mind. ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين. ويعلمهم الكتاب, and to teach them what the scriptures has given them in terms of guidelines, what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. والحكمة, and to grant them wisdom. وإن كانوا من قبل, before all these stipulations, before all these guidelines, من قبل لفي ضلال مبين, you'll find that many men were in clear lost, they were astray. Islam governs how we use gadgets, just as we have to learn with what purpose we want to own these gadgets. A lot of people own these gadgets to free themselves from the chains of ignorance by saying that they are connecting to the world around them, to make themselves dependent, to make themselves not dependent on anyone because of the knowledge that they have acquired. Because if you don't have knowledge, you'll be dependent on others to feed you with knowledge. So social media has given us the opportunity to have lots of information at our fingertips. And it is also an opportunity for us to benefit others with the knowledge that Allah has given us. We equally have to have a purpose for everything that we do according to the confines of Islam. There are many social media feeds that consume our time and productivity, and even our contribution to the time that we live in. Some of such social media feeds or handles are Facebook, Snapchat, WhatsApp, WeChat, Instagram, Twitter, Google Hangout, email, Beauty Plus, YouCam Makeup, Perfect 365, Tumblr, Viber, and on goes the list. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, there are two favors of Allah on his creation that are mismanaged. And those two favors that we always mismanage are as-siha wal-farag, what we call our health we don't appreciate our health when we have it. And al-farag, we do not distribute or delegate our time appropriately. So we waste our health on things that are not beneficial, and we waste our times on things that are not beneficial. So people call it free time, but no time is free. Brothers and sisters in Islam, the most expensive gift given to man by Allah is what? Is time, because we shall be called to account for it before Allah, even to the millisecond. Allahu Akbar. We're a socially interactive creation created by Allah, and it plays a major role in our self-worth and value. The Prophet ﷺ taught us that religion is about deeds, ad-dinu mu'amala. Whatever we do shows the inner state of our belief system, and how we do it also show our understanding of what Allah requires of us. To better understand the value of social interaction, we have the congregational prayer, which has 27 more reward, so 27 times more reward than us praying by ourselves alone. Other social interactions that Islam calls us to are visiting the sick, collecting or collectively feeding the hungry and needy, mentoring those that need mentorship. In essence, social interaction is an act of worship or ibadah if done correctly. And if done incorrectly, it can be a source of sin. To understand the importance of friends or acquaintances, before we talk about the do's and don'ts of social media, Allah told us in Surah Al-Furqan, in Quran 25, verse 27 to 29, it says, وَيَوْمَ يَحَدُّ الظَّالِمُ عَلَى يَدَيْهِ يَقُولُ يَا لَيْتَنِي اتَّخَذْتُ مَعَ الرَّسُولِ سَبِيلًا يَا وَيْلَتَى لَيْتَنِي لَمْ اتَّخَذْ فُلَانَ خَلِيلًا لَقَدْ أَضَلَّنِي عَنْ ذِكْرِ بَعْدَ إِذْ جَاءَنِي وَكَانَ الشَّيْطَانُ لِلْإِنسَانِ خَذُولًا. Allah says, وَيَوْمَ يَعَدُّ الظَّالِمُ عَلَى يَدَيْهِ يَقُولُ يَا لَيْتَنِي اتَّخَذْتُ مَعَ الرَّسُولِ سَبِيلًا. He says, on the day that the evildoers will bite their hands in regret and say, if only I had taken the same path as that of the Prophet, by staying on the lane that Allah has legislated and avoiding the things that He does not want us to engage in, by not getting engrossed in things that take me away from the remembrance of Allah. If only I had taken to that, maybe, perchance, I might have been a success story today. Yahweh letter. Woe unto that person. Latani lam ittakhadh fulana khalila. If only I had not taken so and so as a friend in the world, maybe my situation would have been better today. لَقَدْ أَدَلَّنِي عَنْ ذِكْرِ بَعْدَ إِذْ جَاءَنِي. For they were the source of swaying me away from the true path of revelation after the truth has reached me. وَكَانَ الشَّيْطَانَ لِلْإِنسَانُ خَذُولًا. And shaitan on that day is always a betrayal to mankind. When the scholars of Tafsir describe وَكَانَ الشَّيْطَانُ لِلْإِنسَانِ خَذُولًا, they said, imagine for a second that friend that you and I have. We have one friend that is always getting us in trouble. But when the trouble manifests and it blooms, they will be the first to say, I didn't do nothing. I wasn't there. But they were the orchestrator of the problem. But because they know how to what? Excuse themselves from the situation, they always point fingers. It says Shaitan on that day will point fingers at the person who listened to you and said, such person, did you ever meet me before? I don't know him. I've never met him before. It was just a suggestion. It was just a whisper into his ears. Let's get one fact right, guys. The world will keep moving whether we are engrossed in social media or not. If you ask many people why they are on so many social media platforms, the common saying that you would hear is that we're trying to connect with friends and family. the advantages and disadvantages of being on social media. Some of the advantages are it is a medium for transacting business through marketing or advertisement. Number two, it is a bridge that connects the different corners of the world at the same time, irrespective of the varied time zones. Some of these advantages are, number one, it takes one away from the remembrance of Allah. If one is not utilizing the beneficial materials on social media. Number two, it can be a source of one engaging in backbiting or gossip because it presents to you things you have no business to know. Number three, it can also be a source of ingratitude to Allah based on the comparison we make with others that we're able to view or that are fantasizing about one thing or the other that they possess. People are engrossed in reality shows and they are making them the yardstick of their success or their model to show how their life should be. You find that people are engrossed in shows like Real Housewife, Big Brother, The Bachelor, Love at First Sight, all of which lack the moral lesson Islam stands for. On goes the list. You guys know more than I do. The byproducts of being engrossed in social media makes us idolize what you call now bloggers. Who are bloggers? They are people commenting on what is trending in society. A nobody that becomes a somebody on the internet. You have what they call influencers. People who ascribe importance to themselves without any substance. Anybody that can get on social media, have a page, they tag themselves, we are influencers. We influence the trends of things in the society. Then you have a lot of what they call success coach. People who claim to have it all and are willing to share the material that they have or mentor people for a price. They are doing all this for a personal gain, nothing more, nothing less. Then you have another strand of people that you call the fitness gurus. Those are people who are about their physical appearance that want to tell you that they have the beauty and the body, when in fact, they are a mere touch of themselves. A lot of what you see on social media, they use a lot of enhancements. Look at those that have Snapchat, Instagram. They have a way of changing the true image of how they look with makeups that they did not buy on apps to make them look flawless. They use the same app as Beauty Plus, You Can Makeup, Perfect 365, and on goes the list. All these are vain things. The Quran says, Kalla, bal rana ala qulubihim ma kanu yaksibun. Allah is telling us in the Quran, nay, bal rana ala qulubihim. All this rust has stained your hearts to the point whereby you think that they are the most important thing. Ma kanu yaksibun, till they lie to you and they lead you in a way that you would not like. I would prefer that we have more of an engagement than me talking all day. I will tell you about the do's and don'ts of social media. I will ask a few questions to see who's been listening, and we would make it an interactive session, inshallah. What are the do's and don'ts of social media? Number one, we have to be careful with the type of profile we select or we create for ourselves and the image that we're portraying about ourselves. When you're talking about profiles, whatever we put out there is what people know us to be. Even if that is not our true nature, that is what we paint ourselves to be. So the profile that we create and the image that we post say a lot about our state of mind and our understanding of Islam. Number two, we have to know the types of friends or our networks. For the friends we keep can either make or break us. The Quran says, Al-akhillahu ba'dahum li ba'din aduwwu illa al-muttaqun. That friends on the day of judgment will become enemies, except those that have those friendship on the fear of Allah. Guys, a lot of people now, they have instant chats with people that they don't even know where they are in the world. Some not only chat with strangers, they also post images that are inappropriate with strangers. All these things will haunt you at the end of the day. We have to be very careful about that. Number three, we have to be careful the types of comments or images we post about ourselves. Once you hit send, it can no longer be what? Withdrawn. It is no longer under your control once you hit send. So the images can be used for whatever reasons without our consent. Number four, we have to stay away from pornographic images. For exposure to it snatches your inner peace and corrupts the soul inside out. A lot of these social media handles, they have suggestive messages that they send. Even if you don't intend to do evil on them, a lot of times they send a lot of things that are not beneficial to you. Number five, if and when one preoccupies his or her time with glamour, wanting the next best thing instantly and desperately, one loses his sense of gratitude and appreciation to Allah and the loved ones that they have by their side. A lot of people spend so much time on this social media that they think that those that they are watching are perfect, when in fact, they are just a mere reflection of who they are. They are imperfect, just like you are imperfect. Number six, mashallah, I see someone raising their hands. I look forward to that. Number six, there should be a time limit that we spend daily, weekly, and monthly to the attention we give our social handles. Don't wait to turn to Allah at a later time. The time is now, and utilize the time wisely. If you value yourself, my brothers and sisters, you will be in control of your social media handles. For if you don't value yourself, it takes control over you. Social media mismanagement is affecting our relationships in our families. You will find siblings in the same room texting one another while they should be talking to one another. I hope and pray this serves as a reminder for you and I to know our role in the time trap called social media. I call it time trap. The call of prayer from Allah is far better than the call and the likes we get from other posts. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم اللهم إني أعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع وقلب لا يخشى ونفس لا يشبع ودعوة لا يستجاب لها آمين. The prayer that I said at the end is ربنا oh Allah تقبل منا, accept this from us. إنك أنت السميع العليم, for you are the one that listens to our call and you are the one that is aware of our situation. وتب علينا, and we turn unto you. إنك أنت التواب الرحيم, for you are the one that accepts the repentance of the one who is repenting sincerely and the one that will bless us. Allahumma, oh Allah, inni a'udhu bika, we ask of you, we beg of you, ilman la yanfa, to grant us knowledge that is beneficial, wa qalban la yakhsha, and not to give us a heart that does not fear you, wa nafsin la tashba, or to give us a soul or a body that is not cognizant of what your requirements are, wa da'watin la yustajabu laha, or to give us actions that we would do that you will not accept. May Allah not make that our situation. So I would make us engage in a lot of conversations today, inshallah. I see that people are raising their hands, mashallah. So let's see who has their hands up. Mr. Moderator. Yes, I see 3 hands up. Let me look at the...
Yes, sir.
Mujiba.
So let's see, Mujiba, if you can unmute yourself for us. Did you have a question?
She has her audio still muted, but she has a video on.
Yeah, Mr. Moderator, can you help me unmute Mujiba?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Okay. My question is, with the social media that is all happening, is there like some jobs people do are like being influencers and all of this, but is that a good thing if you could be an influencer as a Muslim?
That's a very good question, Iba. Before you become an influencer as a Muslim, you see, there's one thing that I want you to understand. There's a saying in Arabic that says, "Fakidu shay'i la yutila." He who does not have something cannot give it to others. Before you become an influencer, you have to be a student of knowledge. Go and learn, and don't put yourself in front that you have the knowledge. People will see that knowledge in you, and they will push you forward, and give it with utmost sincerity. And know that وَمَا أُوتِيتُ مِنَ الْعِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. No matter how much knowledge you have, it is little compared to what Allah has out there. So as much as possible, we should not be the ones saying that, look at me. What you find in the world today is that everybody is trying to say, I've got something to give the world, when in fact they are full of emptiness. Are you with me? So may Allah bless you. That's a very good question. I see another hands up. I think it's Farid Latif.
Yes, I see that as well. Let's see.
And I have questions for you guys too.
Farid,
Afterwards.
did you have a question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
My question is, it's like how has the world been like using social media in a bad way?
That's a very good question. The world has been using social media in a bad way by what they call doctrine of images. So for instance, they will transpose one image to another situation and say, okay, this is what is happening here. I don't know if you guys heard about what happened in Nigeria recently, a few months back, when they were talking about the NSAS situation. The first set of videos that we saw, there were images of things that happened even before that time. And they were trying to paint it, even though what was happening on ground was not very encouraging. But once you report anything as Muslims, we should do our due diligence to make sure that it is accurate information. Because in Islam, when you report something that is not right, and we find you to be telling a tale that is not accurate, we don't take you as an evidence in Islam. For you to be a reputable evidence, that for you to be someone that they can depend on, you have to give good accounts and you have to have good moral character. So social media has been used for so many things. People use it to dupe others. They will say they want to sell a product, but they really don't have that product, but they take an image, or they even have that product, but it's not the same quality. And they send it to people, and people, they're left with, so how do I get my money back? They say, well, it's your luck, that's what you get. So you don't use social media to deceive people. You should not use social media to put yourself out there to the point whereby you will be doing things that Allah does not approve of. You find a lot of young boys and young girls, they get on social media and take all kinds of pictures which they're not supposed to take. Whatever you put out there, know that whatever you put out there in terms of information, you cannot retrieve it back. And when you get older, they can use it against you. When you're looking for a job, regardless of how qualified you are, it may affect you. So we pray that you guys make the right decision and do what is best, inshallah. Yes, next question. Good question.
All right, let's see if Samiha has a question.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So my question is, I actually have two questions. If there was no corona, where would we have this platform?
Good question. If there was no corona, I would have been in Rhode Island right now. But I know Rhode Island chapter, they're looking forward to having us soon after corona is over. And may Allah bless them for all the efforts that they put forth. So we look forward to seeing you after the corona, inshallah. Okay, Samiha. Have you ever been to the platform before, Samiha?
Yes, I have. The one in Houston, but the
Okay.
other ones, I don't
Okay,
think.
inshallah. We look forward to seeing more of you, inshallah. Okay. May Allah bless you and bless your parents. Next one.
And also, if you do a company like on social media about donating money to the poor, how would you do it?
Well, that's a very good
to influence other people to join.
So some people use social media positively, like I said earlier. So what they do is they have like a drive, whereby maybe a food drive or donation drive, whereby they solicit for funds from people that can be of assistance. And we should always do that as Muslims. We should always think of those that have less than us. You would find that once you get people's buy-in to donate, make sure that it gets to those that are in need on time. Maybe it's a food drive, maybe it's a soup kitchen. Make sure you have people that would be able to cook and deliver these things. Everybody that needs to do what they need to do to get it to those that are in need should be in place. I encourage that we should look in our environment. As Muslims, we should be problem solvers, not problems. So whenever, and anyone that wants to succeed in life, they have to be able to understand their environment and see, what does my environment lack? What value can I add? If I have an opportunity to add a value, I should add the value. I should not wait for someone else to do it. And if I see people already doing it, I should support them in whatever capacity Allah has given me. So food drives are good things. Clothes drives are good things, especially in the wintertime. Some people are homeless. If you can have a clothes drive for jackets and mattresses, that's a great thing. May Allah bless you, Samia. That's a great question. Next, please.
Yeah, Samia, where are you? I don't see her. I don't see her on here.
Let me turn off my virtual background.
Oh, I see. Where are you from?
I'm from Nigeria, but I was born in Louisiana.
So you're from
So-
Louisiana chapter?
No, Louisiana, Baton Rouge.
Oh, what platform chapter are you from?
Oh, no.
All right, that's okay. All right, let's keep moving here to Farhan Badaru.
Go ahead, Farhan. And I see another
Don't worry,
question.
we see a couple others. After Farhan, we'll do Miriam, and after Miriam, we'll do Habiba. So
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa barakatuh.
So my question is, what would you say about like what we as Muslims can post on social media? Like what are good things to post and things we shouldn't post?
Good. That's a good question. Some of the things that you should post is things that will remind others of Allah, things that are beneficial in terms of materials that would advance your knowledge about things that will benefit you in this world. For instance, some of you are into coding, right? Some of you are into graphics. Anything that you're learning, ask questions that would increase your awareness of those things, positive questions. Also, if it has to do with the Quran, ask questions from those that have the knowledge. That's why the Quran says, "Fas'al ahla dhikr in kuntum la ta'lamun." Ask those that we have given a reminder to if you don't know. And if you know, post something that will be of benefit. For instance, people are going through a lot of hardship now. Post something of hope. That فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. Allah says, after every hardship, with every hardship there is ease. Indeed, with every hardship there is ease with it. Those are words of hope. Those are words of encouragement. Anything that you will say to someone that you'll get a reward. Don't forget, a charitable word is a form of mercy. You that you're giving those charitable words, you get a reward. Those ears that hear them, they get a reward, and they also get a soothing of the heart. So anything that you're going to add should be positive, inshallah. Good question.
Yeah, let's see. We next have Miriam J. Miriam, what's your last name?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is actually Latifa Jamal, but it's not letting me change my name.
Oh, okay.
My question was, you know how you was talking about fake pictures? I wanted to ask, like, if filters was also like one of those.
So you were saying about fake pictures and filters, right?
Yeah.
People use filters just for their real image not to be shown, right? Or to also enhance whatever pictures that they have. As Muslims, if you can stay away from posting your pictures unnecessarily, the better for you. The better for you. If you have a need to, do it, but be careful what kind of image you put out there. So, but with regards to fake pictures, what it does is it creates this image on the back of the minds of other people that are looking at it as if this person we're looking at is flawless. Then you start striving to be like that person, but that person really does not exist. That person really does not exist. You know, what it will do eventually is it would take away from your appreciation of what Allah has given you. Allah says, الَّذِي خَلَقَكَ فَسَوَّاكَ وَآدَ لَكَ فِي أَيِّ سُورَةٍ مَا شَاءَ رَكَّبَكَ. Allah says, الَّذِي خَلَقَكَ فَسَوَّاكَ. I am the one that created you and I fashioned you. فِي أَيِّ سُورَةٍ. In whatever fashion and shape you find yourself, مَا شَاءَ رَكَّبَكَ. I'm watching over you. Nothing is wrong with you the way Allah has created you. You should believe that, number one. And you should not let someone put you down. One of the problems that people have on social media when they post pictures is social media bullying. Oh, why are you wearing that scarf? The scarf looks old. Oh, the scarf does not look good on you. Oh, what kind of shirt is that? What kind of shoe is that? That is cheap. All those, you are subjecting yourself to cyber bullying. The best thing is to avoid putting pictures so people don't talk bad about you. And if someone should go that low about you, talking about what your parents are able to afford for you, you don't have to respond. The best answer for an ignorant person is silence. Remember that, guys. Next question.
MashaAllah. Thank you for your insight. Next question is to let's see, Muhammad. Let's go. Muhammad, you can go ahead and unmute yourself here.
Assalamu alaikum. My question is, what if you want to post something on social media that isn't bad but isn't exactly beneficial?
So my question, Muhammad, is why do you want to post something that is not bad but not beneficial?
It's just for fun. It's just for fun. Like you want to show your friends something, and it's not exactly bad, but it's
But
not
couldn't
beneficial.
you show it to them directly rather than do it on social media? So the thing I want you to remember, Muhammad, is that anything you put on social media is there permanently. Even if that's not your mindset later on, maybe 2 years down the line, it is still there. It is yours. It is tagged to you. It is they assume that is who you are. So sometimes people will share things and they think it's joke. They will think it's just an innocent joke. There's no such thing as an innocent joke. Whatever image that you send out there is telling your own state of mind. Are you with me? So we have to be very careful what we send. So if something has no benefit and it has no harm, then of what good is it? So it's one of two things. It's either it has a benefit or it has a harm. So if you're saying that it doesn't have any benefit, maybe you don't know the benefit in it. Or if you say it has no harm, maybe you don't know the harms in it. There are times where we look at something and we think is harmless, it doesn't have any harm. Ask someone that knows better than you. And if you can give me an example, maybe I can tell you one or two things that I know. Give me an example of what you think that is not so bad and not so good, that you just want to share. Are you there, Mohammed?
Yes.
Give me an example. Maybe we can all learn from that and benefit from it, inshallah. If you don't have one right now, you can come back to me and let me know, inshallah, okay?
Somebody wrote in the comments, somebody said graduation or photos or animals, but that one, Muhammad didn't say those. That was just something somebody else.
Graduation pictures is good to celebrate. Remember, the Quran is telling us that whenever we are happy, we have to be moderate in our celebration. We have to be very moderate. I'm not saying that you should not be happy for yourself, but is it that everybody is happy when you're happy? No. Happiness should be something between you and Allah for what He has done, the bounty that He has given you. A lot of times when we celebrate these things, you know that a lot of people that go through problems on social media is because of what they've posted. For instance, the adults can testify to this. I post a picture now that I just graduated and I'm in Dubai. I'm in a 5-star hotel. The next thing you know is that somebody's going to ring me and tell me I have a financial problem. Send me some money. And like, I don't have money. So how do you justify that? How do you justify that? I'm already posting that I have it all. I'm living the life. Everything is good for me. And they're making a request of me now. I'm saying I don't have it. Would I be creating more friends for myself or more enemies? I'll be creating more enemies. Leave your life personal. Don't make it public. People are that bad that even if they want to eat dinner, they will take a picture of it and send it on Snapchat. This is what I have for breakfast. This is what I'm going to have for lunch. This is what I'm going to have for dinner. Don't be that vain. Don't be that insecure about what Allah has done for you. Enjoy the bounties that Allah has given you, but don't put yourself out there. Please, please, please don't put yourself out there. Somebody asked a question on the chat. It says, please explain the point number 5 on the do's and don'ts of social media. I said, if and when one preoccupies our time with glamour. What I mean by glamour is wanting to be accepted, wanting to be reckoned with, wanting to be the force, wanting to be the person that everybody looks up to. And you will be chasing after the next best thing. You don't have appreciation for what Allah has given you. They say, oh, iPhone, what's the latest iPhone out there? Who knows? Yes, Mujiba, what's the latest iPhone? Show me your fingers. iPhone what?
iPhone 12.
iPhone 12. When did it come out?
It came out like last year, maybe. I think
Last
this
week, you see? Last
maybe
week, right?
after iPhone 12 Max, no, like maybe a month ago or something.
How many of you have iPhone 11? Raise up your hand. How many of you have iPhone 11? How many of you have iPhone 10? Somebody just said me. Somebody said it came out in October. You see how much they are following social media? Allahu Akbar. May Allah bless all these children. How much is iPhone 12? Who can tell me how much is iPhone 12? Mujiba, please tell me. This girl is very expensive.
It's very expensive. Maybe like 1,000, maybe. I don't know.
At least 1,100.
Yeah, I think so.
At least 1,100. So you see, all my people on social media, they are Aliyah. She says it's 1,100. Abdullah Ishitu, 1,100, 1,200. See all these young boys. Now, do you tell me now, Abdullah Ishitu, do you have 1,200 in your bank account? That you need iPhone 12. So may Allah bless all of you. So don't chase after the next best thing. Appreciate what Allah has given you. You see, the essence of having a phone is to be able to communicate. As long as you're able to fulfill those functionalities of what will make you hear what the other person is sending you and respond back, and they're able to understand what you're sending, you are fine. Invest in better things. Those people that really have things, they don't try to show with material things. It is those that don't have, they want to show that they have. Remember that. Those that really have it, they live a simple life. Those that don't have it, they're the ones that want to overdo themselves, and they get themselves in more problems.
Yeah, ma'am, I wanna ask, give the opportunity to Habiba and Miola. She's in line to have a question here. We haven't gotten
Sure.
it yet.
Go ahead.
Habiba, what chapter are you from?
The Tampa chapter.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So my question is, what if you just want to use social media as a place where you can just have my fun with your friends and communicate, and you're not really posting anything bad? It's just you, like a picture of you smiling.
Okay. So what kind of social media app is that you're talking about precisely?
I don't have social media.
Okay. So if you want to chat with your friends, you can chat with them. You can have, if it's WhatsApp, you can have a WhatsApp video and do a video. But please make sure that when you're doing all this video, you are properly dressed. Because there's no way you can tell me, there's no way that we can guarantee that someone else is not looking somewhere else at that, because everything that we do is being monitored by someone else. Some people are being paid to monitor what we do on distance. Okay? So we have to be very careful what we put out there. So I see other people raising their hands. I think I have about 7 people raising their hands. Let's quickly go through them. And I have 2 questions to ask people as well. So.
All right, let's see if Yasser Abdul Razak has anything to say.
Yes, I have a question, please. What if someone takes a photo of you and you don't know, and he or she sends it to social media, and maybe someone bad uses it to take money, and people are using hacker? How do you go about it?
Alhamdulillah, that's a very good question. If someone took your picture without your permission and they're using it for illegitimate things, the sin is not on you, it is on them. because they will have to answer to Allah as to why they did it, the intention of what they had, what their intention was to do it, and then what they gained from it. So as Muslims, we have to be very careful, how we let people use our information. So if we do not know about it, Allah is not going to hold us accountable for it, inshallah. It's as simple as that.
All right, let's see if Aziza Yusuf.
Assalamu alaikum. Well, my question is, sorry. Let's say like you have a roommate, or like you're in college and you have a roommate. Well, actually, not scratch that question. Never mind. But okay. So my question is, like, what if for social media, like someone is disrespecting like your religion or just you? Like, what is the actual correct way to deal with something with social media and like in just like real life interactions?
Okay, alhamdulillah, I like that question. What's your name, my sister? What's the name of the questioner?
I think that was Sister Aziza.
Okay, Aziza, that's a very good question.
I believe so.
Number one.
Yeah, I'm here. It just wouldn't let me mute.
Yeah, may Allah bless you with that question. Number one, we have to understand that Islam has rules and regulation. We are not all equipped to respond to whatever attacks that are out there about Islam. In as much as we are passionate and we do not like for Islam to be disrespected, because we know that it is a wonderful religion, let those that are trained in the field of dawah respond to whatever that they've sent that is not accurate about Islam. If you're able to get a hold of that post that someone sent about Islam, you can give it to your imam, you can give it to all the scholars in your environment to respond to it. They know how to respond to that better than you would respond to it. Because one of the things that people that are against Islam do is they instigate us to act out of character. So there are three things that I want you guys to remember. It's either you are proactive, it's either you are reactive, or it's either you are active. As Muslims, we have to be proactive. What they find in the world now is that a lot of Muslims are reactive. So that is why every now and then they instigate us with those kind of posts. And everybody will shout, oh, why do you put a post of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? We're going to do this, we're going to do that. The best thing is to ignore them. ودعوا إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة. Call to the way of Allah with wisdom and a beautiful speech. Guys, we cannot change everything. Even in the lifetime of the Prophet ﷺ, they were instigating him, they were cursing him, they were persecuting him. People were calling him Mudammam, the most dishonorable. And they know that his name is Muhammad, not Mudammam. So people will say things, but you don't have to respond. Some people say, Assalamu alayka, may death be yours. In the time of the Prophet, they used to do that to the Prophet, and the Prophet would say, wa alayk, and unto you to be death. So there are ways to respond to things. Don't respond to ignorance with anger. The best way to respond to ignorance is to let time pass and have people that are trained to answer respond. That punch hurts more than you responding, inshallah. Next question.
That'll go to Sama Vancole. As a reminder to everybody, please be sure to use the chat in the proper way to keep on topic. Sama, you have the floor.
Salma.
All right. Then we'll move on to Fadil and Salma. Adegoke.
My question is that if you are too on social media, are you gonna forget about your parents if you do social media too much?
Come again with that question, Fadil. Can you repeat that question, Fadil?
They were unmuted still. Go ahead. One more time. Go ahead.
If you're doing if you're going on social media too much and you do it for like long time, will you forget a lot of things?
What social media does to you, if you're on it, maybe you're playing game or you're in one app or the other, is it makes you lose concentration of everything around you. Your parents will be talking to you and you don't pay attention, and that could get you in trouble. Not only will they take that stuff from you, they can also whoop you sometimes. At the same time, maybe they don't intend to do that, but as Muslims, we have to pay attention to what is around us, and we have to pay attention to our parents whenever they're talking to us. So what I see with lots of our young kids now is that your attention span is very, very little. Some of your attention span is 10 seconds, some of you is 15 seconds, some of you is even less than that. You know, all you want to do is watch images that are moving, but you should be able to have conversations, you should be able to carry on conversations, you should be able to express yourself. What this, even if you're watching anything on social media, make sure it's something that is educative, that you can learn something from, not just something that will make you laugh unnecessarily. So we have to be very careful about what we feed ourselves in, what we feed into us. So because we are what we eat. And what we eat is not only what goes into our mouth, but what sits on our mind as well is how we think. Inshallah. I have two questions before I have other questions. Number one, who can tell me how many things did I talk about in the do's and don'ts of social media? Who can tell me how many things did I talk about?
Raise your hand. Mujiba, I saw Mujiba's hand up, and then I saw Alameen. Let me see if Mujiba has the right answer, and then we'll try Alameen next, if not.
The do's and the don'ts were 6.
That is very correct. You have to give the moderator your name and your chapter, so they can give you the gift, inshallah. Okay?
Okay.
MashaAllah.
The next question that I have, this is going to go to a boy. What did I call as the most expensive gift given to us by Allah? What is the most expensive gift given to us by Allah?
I saw Abdul Rahman here. Let me
Abdul Rahman Lawal.
Let me see. Try to unmute him.
So iPhone 12.
Huh?
iPhone 12.
iPhone 12. No, that's not the answer, son. Well, you tried. Yasir Abdul Razak.
All right, let's see.
Yasir Abdul Razak.
Let me try to unmute him. Size. All right, Yasir.
The Quran.
The Quran. Nice try. No. I said, brothers and sisters, something is the most expensive gift given to us by Allah. What is that most expensive gift?
You got
Farid Latif.
Yeah, because you said you wanted a guy on this one, right?
Yeah, a guy.
Time.
That is the answer. Time.
Lord.
Don't waste time. Time waits for no one. So Farid Latif, mashallah. What chapter are you from?
The Rhode Island chapter.
Ah, that's the old chapter. Mashallah.
Yeah,
So inshallah, you have a gift.
Mujiba's from New York, but I don't know which part of New York though.
Please ask us so we can get the right gift. Mujiba, we need your full name and the chapter, inshallah, so we can get you the right gift. Any other question, please go ahead and ask the questions. I've asked two questions for those that will get the gift. If there are other gifts too, I'll be more than happy to give, inshallah.
I think Miriam, she too has a question.
You go ahead, Miriam.
Miriam, you go ahead.
I have a question about if you have to make a video for an assignment, and then it requires for you to post it on social media, like for example on YouTube, what can you do?
Good. If you have an assignment that has to do with your school and you have to post it, a lot of times, especially those of you that are doing virtual learning now, you have to do those kind of things. Make sure you're properly dressed and make sure that you do the best you can about the assignment. Stick to the subject. Don't deviate from what you're being asked. Don't do any extra that is not required of you. Dress appropriately, stick to the subject, and do your best at it. A Muslim is someone that does things right. A Muslim is someone that gives their best in whatever they are being asked to do. So my recommendation to you is, if you have to do that, make sure that you give it your best. And Allah will continue to guide you, inshallah.
Inshallah. Let's see if Faik Badru has a question. Go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum.
Oh my God.
Go ahead. Faik, you still with us?
Yes.
What's your question?
What things that we post on social media are good or bad? Because someone in the chat said that some people use it for education.
Yeah, we spoke about using it for education. Some of the things that are bad are you posting images of yourself, like you take pictures and you're not properly dressed, or you get in comments that are not very good, or you start chatting with people that you don't know, or you're just talking about things at random that you have no knowledge about. So those are not good things. Okay, those are not good things. A good thing is for you to know to have a channel whereby you're there to learn and you pay attention, just like one of these, inshallah. Next question.
Next question is to Muhammad. Let's see. All right, Muhammad, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had raised my hands before to answer a question, and I forgot to put it down.
Oh, okay. No problem. Thanks. Let's see. Fareed, no, Aisha Jima, do you have a question?
Assalamu alaikum. My question is about gaming, because no one ever makes this topic clear about what games are allowed and not allowed, especially like the ones, I don't know if any, like Fortnite, that one has shooting, and I don't know if it's haram to play those games if you're doing it for fun or it's just bad to do.
That's a very good question, Mariam. Number one, a lot of people are into gaming, and you'll be amazed how our kids are so advanced when it comes to all these headphones. Without having a phone, they can connect with other people playing another game somewhere else and talking to them without the real phone. As a result of that, you're able to connect with so many people different places. There are so many games that are not the best for you. So I would not call it haram. The reason why I would not call it haram is that anything that we want to call haram, Allah himself should have classified such a thing as haram. And I will not call it halal, because anything we want to call halal, Allah would have stipulated in his Quran. But there are some other categories of things whereby you may place them. You may call it makruh. It is frowned upon. Why do you call it makruh? It's because it incites violence. Islam does not want us to take pleasure in other people's misery. So if someone is being shot, is that something that they're happy about? No, they are feeling pain, right? But you say, oh, these are just images that are created. But these plays in your psyche, in your subconscious. So if you are used to violence and you see violence as okay, if you are put in a situation whereby things don't go right with you, you may be violent. So to avoid that kind of situation, it is best to play games that are free from violence. Because like I told you earlier, you are what you eat, you are what you consume, you are what you feed yourself. So once you have those things and you think that it's okay, a lot of kids that play this so-called game, I have one in my house too, that plays it. When they play, they don't hear nothing else you're doing. You call them like they say, I didn't hear you calling me. I did not hear you calling me. And I've been shouting their name since. They will not hear anything. They will be so engrossed in this game. And they will do it for hours without realizing they've been there for hours. When you say, when did you start playing the game? It was just 30 minutes ago, an hour ago, and it's been 4 hours. You, the parent, are looking at it and say, it's been 3 hours, so and so, my son. It's been 4 hours, so and so, my daughter. They say, no, daddy, I just started it. And they've been playing for hours. So anything that will take you away from the remembrance of Allah, please, please, please be careful about it. If only you can manage your time properly, read your Quran, get a book, read, learn about something else, it will be better for you. We don't have a problem with you playing game from time to time, but don't make it a game that talks about violence or that promotes violence. Yes, go ahead. Next question. We have 15 minutes.
Let's see.
I got the old people's on. I left my group. I went to the old people's.
Someone has their camera on, they have the audio on. If you're not talking to the presenter, please mute your phone. Please. Thank you.
Go ahead. Oh, I need to unmute you again. Here we go. Go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
So my question is, some people go on social media and they post personal information about themselves, and strangers can know much about them, but some websites they protect them from hacking. Is it safe or not?
It's a good question. It's not safe to post your personal information on social media. You see, especially during the holidays like this time that we're in, people will post images of them being out of town, and people that are around them that have been looking at them from a distance may come there and invade their home. So you find a lot of home burglary as a result of people posting personal information. You find a lot of violence as a result of people posting personal information. So try as much as possible not to post your personal information. Enjoy your time if you're having some time to yourself and your family. And try as much as possible not to communicate with social media. A lot of people that are on these social medias, and whenever you're on them, please learn to type and spell properly. A lot of you use so much abbreviations that you really can't spell nothing. It's not a good thing. And you want to text to your parents, you'll be texting the abbreviation. Your parents don't want to see your abbreviation. Spell properly and type to me. Are you with me? I'm telling you as a parent. So may Allah bless all of you. Yes, next question.
I mean, we have Salma. Oh, let me get to, Salma. Okay, Salma.
Assalamu alaikum. My I working and I have to go find a new one. But one thing I would like to ask, so when you're saying that people should not be seeing unnecessary things on social media, like there's some things that I can say, like they, like when they add no like harm to the world and they add no good to the world, it's more like it's kind of like a low neutral in that sense. Like let's say I'm making a YouTube channel that is showcasing different type of nails or something. What's the harm in that?
Different kind of nails, fingernails, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I like that example that you gave. So is it natural nails or is it acrylic nails?
She says snails. SNAIL.
Okay. Are you specialize in something that has to do with crustaceans? Are you someone that knows about crustaceans so well that you can specialize and talk about snail?
No, it's like that's just like something that somebody has. Like there's one YouTuber used to watch their videos, and she would show like her snail collection and how she takes care of them. Okay. It doesn't really add any extra knowledge or anything, but it's not harmful.
Wallah, I don't know my answer. I don't know what answer to give to that. So, but like I said, why would you want to spend your time on something that has no benefit? That's the question. I
during quarantine, I'm not going to lie, a lot of people just not have they'll have like no means for education because it's very hard to concentrate when like you're under this amount of pressure. And then sometimes it just like out of fun, like that's just that person's hobby.
I didn't quite get what you said last time, Salma.
Cause it what about if it's just that person's hobby?
Your phone is breaking.
Their hobby.
Or if it's their hobby, alhamdulillah, may Allah be with us. But does she have to post it or does he have to post it?
Well, people find it interesting and she's gaining money.
That's what I'm saying. They are driven by money. A lot of people are becoming influenced. Huh?
It was a side thing.
Okay,
Like,
may Allah guide us the best.
it's not like unlawful to gain money off of
It's not
something that you enjoy doing.
Oh, I see. So what she's saying is that the person was doing that as a hobby, and it was just something that happened to provide her with income. And so I think she's wondering, is that something, that's still okay? Like you were just doing something as a hobby, but then now it turned into something that can make you money, and so you're still doing it.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of times, things that make you money are things that you find as hobby, that you perfect yourself at and you improve on. Allah has given each and every one of us a personal trait, a personal skill, a personal talent. If you capitalize on those hobbies and those things that Allah has given you, then it can be a career for you. But make sure that you always improve yourself. Don't just be given the same information over and over again without doing your research. That's what I mean by, so what benefit is just posting the Excel without, is he or she specialized in crustaceans? So may Allah guide us to the best. There's nothing wrong with having a side hustle as long as it is halal.
Gotcha. I think Hibatullah Baju has a question. I'll ask her to unmute. But also we have about less than 10 minutes here.
Yes.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam wa barakatuh.
So I wanted to ask a question because usually in school there's like this thing called 9/11 and they'll like all take a moment because they said Muslims were the one who like shoot down the tower. Were those people are the real Muslims?
That's a very good question. Number one, as Muslims, we don't call anyone real or fake Muslims. Our faith is determined by our belief system, and nobody knows that except Allah. The Prophet ﷺ said, if anybody says La ilaha illallah, believe that they are Muslim. However, at what level of Islam are they? Islam has 3 levels. We have Islam, which is the basic belief system. Then we have Iman, which is a second level that has to do with belief and practicality. Then you have Ihsan, which is excellence per excellence in display. So what do I mean by that? So when you are a Muslim, you believe in Allah and you are trying your best to do what He has legislated. But when you are a mu'min, you are actually doing those things that He has legislated. And when you're a muhsin, you are doing them with excellence. Each time you do them, you always improve and you're always getting better and you have so much good to give. That's why the Prophet ﷺ says, Khayrun nas yanfa'un nas, the best of man is one that is beneficial to others. So 9/11, I know most of you were not born, if not all of you. 9/11, none of you were born because this is for group 10 to 17. 9/11 is nothing to do with Islam, but it is a propaganda against Islam. Again, there's a difference between propagation and propaganda. 9/11 is a propaganda against Islam. Islam has so much to offer, but the world that we live in is poisoning the minds of people against Islam, because if they understand Islam, it will liberate them from the systems of the world. Islam wants us to buy things that we can afford. If we understand that concept, we will not buy anything on credit. Islam wants us to pray. And if we're going to pray, we're going to be in a state of mind that requires prayer. That will require someone not drinking alcohol. If they're selling alcohol in the West, and that is one of their biggest money-making avenues, and Muslims do not drink, and many people understand that drinking is bad, they will not be able to sell those alcohol, they will not be able to make that money. So that is why they are against Islam, that why are we so rigid? Islam is also telling people to be upfront and be upright. People are living illegitimate lifestyle, they're living a terrible lifestyle, they do all kinds of things that Allah does not conform or agree with, and that is where the source of money is in the West. So everything that you see out there may not be the real thing. So people will push the agenda out there, not because it is the truth, but the one who has a medium to speak will tell you their own story from their own point of view, wanting you to believe that that is the only truth and the gospel truth. So that's my answer to that.
All right, next we'll have Al-Amin.
My question is, are we allowed to watch YouTube videos from Muslims that are about Islam?
Are we allowed to watch YouTube videos that are about Islam? Yes, you are allowed to watch it, because that would help you increase your knowledge about Islam. Just make sure that your parents are watching it with you to put right the things that are not so right in the information, because not everything that you hear is the truth. We are at a point in our life whereby we have to trust but verify. We have to trust but what? Remember that we are at the point whereby we have to trust but verify. Trust but verify. So that is the motto that I want you guys to have growing up, inshallah.
Inshallah. So I'm not able to get to everybody's questions, and I apologize, y'all. I'm sorry, but I will get to Zaira Adeniyi.
Yeah, I had a question.
We might be able to get one more question after this. We'll see.
Okay, so like in the chat, people were talking about like gamers and YouTubers and stuff, and some people like watch like gamers, for example. They're just like people playing games that's posted on YouTube. Is that a bad thing?
It's a waste of your time. So it's a waste of your time. People are playing game and you are just watching them. What are you doing with your time? Remember, the most expensive thing Allah is giving you is your time. Spend it wisely, because you'll be accountable for it. So if you watch it for a little bit, there's nothing wrong with it. But certain hours watching people play game, what value does that to your life? You can be doing azkar, you can be reading the Quran, you can get a book to read. You can help your parents around their house. They would really appreciate that. I know I would, if my children are able to help around the house.
All right. And, Ustadh, I think the last question we'll take is from Habiba Emiola. If you have time for one more, we can do that, but we'll go with Habiba Emiola here.
I'm good.
If I can find how to unmute her. Okay, go ahead, sister.
So my question is, if you're on social media and you just post a picture that's not bad and it's like halal, and only one person, like the rest of the people are comments are good, but one person is like saying negative comments, is it okay, instead of like overreacting, just ignore it because the other people are just saying positive and happy comments about you?
That's a very good question, Habiba. Number one thing I want everybody to take home is, whatever you're doing, whatever good you put forth, you make it in sight of Allah. Don't do things for people to praise you. That's number one. If you post a picture and you're expecting people to comment positively and you comment negatively, it means your intention of doing it is to get the buy-in of people. And the Prophet ﷺ told us that إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِنِيَّةٍ وَإِنَّمَا لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مَا نَوَى, that all actions shall be judged according to intention. We should remember one of the things that the Prophet ﷺ said. He said there are three kinds of people that will come on the day of judgment, that Allah would not give them any reward. He said, who are these people? He says, number one, a warrior that Allah has given the strength to fight. And when they were in this world and they were in the battle, they were killing everybody that came their way. And while the war was over, they were waiting for people to praise them. Allah will say, you came here to us thinking that we're going to reward you, but your reward has been granted to you in the world because all you wanted people to do was to praise you. Now they've praised you, you have no reward before us. He said, the second person, who is that person? He said he's a knowledgeable person. The knowledgeable person will display knowledge in such a way that they want to mesmerize everybody, only for people to be praising them. And they're looking for those that will hit the like. And anybody that says anything bad, they will put in the back of their mind that such a person, as much effort as we put forth, they don't like us. Oh, we're going to change their mind. Oh, we're going to do this to them. If they don't like us, we're going to be their enemy as well. Allah will say on the day of judgment, you, the knowledgeable man, you came to this world for people to praise you for the knowledge that we gave you. At the end of the day, they have praised you. You have the reward. The same way is the third person that Allah would talk to on the day of judgment. It says it is the person that Allah has given wealth. When they give charity, they do it in such a way that they want people to praise them. They cannot do sacred charity. Sacred charity, the Prophet ﷺ says, the one that you do with your right hand that the left hand does not know is the best kind of charity. As a result of that, if people don't thank them for all that they've done, praise them, overpraise them, they don't see a need that people appreciate them. Those people on the day of judgment, Allah will say, you have given all that you had, but you have no reward before us. Because you wanted people to praise you, they've praised you. You got your reward in the world.
What
Guys,
what if your intention was just to like be happy and just post it? And
Habiba, you can be happy without posting anything. Be happy by yourself. Happiness is a state of mind. I want you guys to know that happiness is a state of mind, and nobody can make you happy. It is a choice that you make within yourself. If you're looking for happiness, people, your elders, they think that, oh, the minute I get married, I'm going to be happy. My brother now, may Allah bless him, he's getting married this weekend, inshallah. May Allah put barakah in the wedding. Our host, Brother Ahmad, everybody will have a timeline. They say, by the time I get married, I'll be happy. I'll be the happiest. After I have children, I'll be happy. After I get a dream job, I'll be happy. After I have the best house, my dream home, I'll be happy. After I buy my dream car, I'll be happy. You are defining your happiness. Make that choice to be happy right now. Once you're happy right now, everything will fall in place. You will not have it all. You will not have it all. But with what Allah has given you, choose to be happy. And don't get that happiness from people telling you that, oh, you look good. Sisters, you look good. And if nobody has ever told you before, you look good. I'm telling you. Brothers, as Muslims, the number one mistake we make is that we don't compliment our sisters enough. If you have an older sister or younger sister or a wife, always appreciate them. Always tell them they look good. That little comment that you make goes a long way in their life. They will not look for that acceptance and that attention somewhere else. Make it a point to always comment positively about them. And if you have a problem about them, be subtle in the way you say it, because women are very sensitive. So are men too. So don't say harsh words to men too. Okay? Let's be nice to one another. May Allah bless all of you. It has been a pleasure being with you all. I enjoyed myself. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you learn one thing. I hope you learn one thing or the other. Please let us be responsible with social media. Please let us spend so much time with the Quran. Let us spend more time knowing about Islam. Let us spend more time helping our parents. Those are things that will give us reward. Not just being on games, not just being on different chats, not just posting different images. These things will come and go. At the end of the day, it is what we do that matters, not what we have. So we should try as much as possible to touch many hearts. Do that, be that person that touch people positively. Do what is good. Extend your goodness to others, and Allah will bless you. I am so proud of all of you. You are wonderful kids. May Allah make you the coolness of your parents' eyes. May Allah grant each and every one of us Al-Jannah. May Allah forgive our sins. Whatever I have said that is inaccurate is due to my limited knowledge. Whatever I've said that is of benefit is to the credit of Allah. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah khair, everybody. May Allah be pleased with you. And may Allah bless everybody here. Ameen. All right, everybody. Please be sure to check your links. You have a break for 15 minutes, and then the health fair starts at 12:30 or 11:30 or 9:30 or 10:30, wherever you might be, depending on your coast. But it starts in about 10 to 15 minutes. All right, be sure to check the link, guys. All right. Assalamu alaikum.